act all attention like ladies and gents when I mention my name at the door. And I hope you'll pardon me, see by my card I am finding a world we may explore. You're in the dream I have drawn. You're like the wings for my song. I get a lift with your gift to know right from the wrong. Really strong. Our imagination will find this occasion to go where we know we belong.
It was Harold's bedtime. But Harold wasn't quite ready to sleep. Today was Harold's birthday, and he didn't want it to end. The toy airplane had been his very favorite birthday gift. Harold knew it wouldn't be his birthday again for a long time. He couldn't wait that long to get another airplane. Since it was still his birthday, Harold reasoned he could have another party and receive a new airplane as a present. This was shaping up to be a wonderful celebration. But Harold realized he'd left out the most important thing. Harold was sure a new toy airplane would be inside. Then Harold realized he didn't have to stop at just one birthday gift. He could have as many as he wanted.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 wonderful days. Now it's my birthday, my down-to-earth day. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I take that back. It's H for happy birthday, my down-to-earth day. First thing, you can bring me presents of mine. That will be fine. The sun is shining for me. Much more essential, maybe what's in your heart. That'd be smart for this great occasion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't be late, 'cause it's my birthday.
There were so many gifts, Harold couldn't tell which box contained his toy airplane. It occurred to Harold that it might be easier to open all his gifts if he had some birthday guests to help. There was no question who was going to be his first guest. Lilac was delighted to be invited. Next, Harold planned to invite the baby squirrels he had rescued on a very rainy night not long ago. The baby squirrels were also thrilled to come to the party. They even brought more decorations. Harold wanted his next invitation to go to that deserving porcupine who had helped him pop bubbles when he couldn't find his way. Harold rushed to greet him, but then he remembered, you must always be careful when hugging a porcupine. Harold also wanted to invite his friend, the hungry moose. Harold had forgotten that the moose was not a tidy eater. Finally, Harold hoped to find his dragon friend. Once the dragon could read the invitation, he was happy to accept. Now Harold was ready to open his gifts. He was about to ask his guests for help, but the baby squirrels wanted to play a party game first. Harold was willing to wait a little while longer. He tried to think of a game his guests would like to play. Musical chairs might be just the thing, Harold thought. But then Harold realized he couldn't join the game if he had to play the piano. Something wasn't right. There were 6 chairs and 7 guests. Someone was supposed to be left standing. Harold tried to explain to the squirrels the rule that there should be only 1 player per chair. But the baby squirrels wanted to stay together. Well, Harold decided maybe he could bend the rules just this once. Since Lilac was his guest, it was only polite for Harold to let her have his chair, so Harold was out. Harold knew the moose hadn't meant to break the piano. The moose seemed so sad about the accident he'd caused that Harold wanted to cheer him up. Perhaps, Harold thought, a little music would do the trick. Harold was upset about the balloons. But he knew he'd be even more upset if his friend left the party. At last, it was time for Harold to open those gifts. But the dragon thought it was time for a magic show. Harold hadn't planned to have a magician. Fortunately, Harold knew a few tricks of his own. Unfortunately, Harold discovered that he was much better at making his birthday gifts disappear than he was at making them reappear. Harold thought they'd better open his gifts right now before any more of them vanished. Harold hoped he hadn't made the squirrels vanish. Harold was determined to open his gifts once and for all, while there were still gifts to open. Maybe this one would be the toy airplane he wanted. Harold realized he'd been very rude. He hadn't offered his guests anything to eat. So, Harold drew a birthday cake, which he thought looked quite delicious. The hungry moose agreed. In fact, everything looked delicious to the hungry moose, who was very, very, very hungry. Harold was sorry he'd ever invited anyone to his birthday party. It would be much more fun and a lot more peaceful to celebrate his birthday all by himself. But Harold wasn't very hungry for birthday cake. He didn't even feel like opening any gifts. Harold's friends were sorry that they'd ruined his birthday, and they wanted to make it up to him. The dragon brought Harold an apple from a tree he had guarded. The deserving porcupine gave Harold bubble gum. Perfect for popping. The hungry moose brought a bowl of chocolate mousse. Well, most of it, anyway. There was a bone from lilac. And the baby squirrels gave Harold nuts they'd been saving since last winter. Although these were not the gift-wrapped toys Harold had been hoping for, these gifts meant even more to Harold because they came from the hearts of his friends.
Let me make one thing quite clear. Friends are lasting year to year. Friendship, don't ever end it. I'm just glad when you are near, when these gifts have disappeared. Friendship, I recommend it. Life is short, you know, so live and let live. Forget not to give. It's a tried and trusty yearning. Sort out somebody who could use a good turn. What you discern is your education. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're not late and it's my birthday.
Harold wanted to give his friends something in return. He thought they might enjoy one last game. When it came to popping piñatas, Harold knew there would be no one better than the porcupine. The porcupine was pleased to be so helpful. Hosting a party had been hard work, and Harold realized he was tired too. Harold thanked his friends for coming. Very carefully. And they thanked Harold for giving them such a wonderful afternoon. bed, Harold thought about the birthday party he just had. He did not receive a new toy airplane or any of the gifts he'd expected. But Harold felt satisfied because his friends had had a good time. And at that moment, Harold realized a party is a gift you give to your friends. As Harold dropped off to sleep, his purple crayon dropped to the floor.